Previously I downloaded this paper to extract code for pricing options. So in this paper, at the end of the paper, there's a number of segments of code relating to pricing options, employee stock options, using an accelerated Hull-White type model. And we allow for the barrier that's embedded in the Hull-White construction, and we also speed up by eliminating zeros and truncating above the barrier. So if you select and copy the code C++ code, you can enter into a compiler, which I also have previously done, and I've set out here. So I've taken that code and I've just pasted into, in this instance, an online GBD compiler. And of course I'm careful to select the language here as being C++. And I've run it already before, but I can run it again. It's relatively fast code. It's fast because in part we try to engineer it that way, but also this compiler is quite a fast compiler we found. And we see here that if you go down to the main, the parameter inputs here for the option include a stock price, an exercise, a time period, vesting period of 2 years, interest 6%, sigma 20%, dividend rate is given here as 0, exit rate 4%, and multiple. In other words, the option will be exercised in the post-vesting period when the stock price reaches 1.5 times the original exercise. Okay, so we get a figure here, 2785.35. If we go back and look at the paper, that tallies with results obtained from Siventick Wiener paper. So we'll just have a quick look at the numbers there. So previously Siventick Wiener Zapatero 2008 provided closed form solution, and given the parameter values set out here, same as in the code, at 5,000 steps the value of this Hull-White model using the Boileau specification is 2785.35. So that's very closely 2785.35. So that's the same result. And this is the result given by the closed form solution, which Siventick Wiener Zapatero say it's true. Okay, so the model works. What we'd like to do, of course, is to reflect a little bit on the model. And one thing in particular we might look at is to what extent the value of the employee stock option is affected by the exit rate. In theory, we'd expect that if the exit rate was higher, the value of the option would be less. And if we wanted to distinguish employee stock options from other types of options, American options or European options, one of the specifications contained in the employee stock option is this exit rate, whereas a no equivalent specification applies to American or European. The reason why the exit rate is applicable here is employees leave the company. Sometimes they're fired, sometimes they elect themselves to go because a more attractive package is made available. And in such a circumstance, normally the employee either has to forfeit the option if it's in the vesting period, or if it's in the post-vesting period, can exercise the option, purchase the share at the exercise, and then sell the share for whatever profits. Or if the stock price is less than the exercise at the point of exit, then again the employee or executive forfeits the option. Okay, so I have a little snippet of code that I can introduce here, and I'll leave a link to this document in the video clip underneath, right? So if I copy and paste, so basically I'm going to rerun the estimation, and I'm going to set up a loop where we're going to recalculate the value of the option for a whole range of different exit rates, and then we can look at what the impact is of increasing the exit rate. So I'll go back into the online compiler, and then I come here and I just take out the main, right, and I paste. So I'd take out int again, and I paste. Okay, so we'll just paste in and just go back and int main. Okay, we seem to have everything there, and I rerun that, and then what we observe is we did a loop and basically recalculated the option when the exit rate was 0, when the exit rate is 1%, when the exit rate is 2%, when the exit rate is 3, when the exit rate is 4. Now at 4%, the value of the option is 85.3, whereas when the exit rate is 0, the option is higher. So obviously increasing the exit rate has the impact of reducing the value of the option. Also, we could change the values. Are not exactly the same because I used 1000 instead of 5, so I'll rerun at 5000, and we would expect in that instance at 5000 we would recover this value of 27.8535. We'll just check that to make sure that it works. It hasn't quite completed yet. Okay, so I'll pause. I open up the output a little bit more. Again, we observe that if the exit rate increases, the value of the option declines. So it goes from 31 to 30, 29, to 28, and then at 4% we have that 27.8535 as before. So with 5,000 steps, again we are getting this value of 27.8535, and we're also illustrating here very clearly as the exit rate increases, the value of the option drops, and that drop in the value of the option is not, we don't have an equivalent or a parallel parameter for European options or American options, and this is one of the features that distinguishes employee stock options from other types of traded options.